Hello everyone, I'm MC Hammurabi and this is another edition of Clash Royale. So today we're going to talk a little bit about my recent game style changing, as well as a card that was the only real challenge to my deck. So first off, after going through a long session of playing and falling out of the legendary arena again, I went ahead and decided after my last long session, I finished it with 2 wins in a row and decided I'm not going to be doing long sessions anymore because I seem to lose more trophies than I gain, and it's a pain. I'm not going to try to grind my way back up to legendary. I'll just get there if I belong there, and if not, then I'll just stay wherever I am when I'm done with my chess. I might, of course, every now and then play a little bit more, but I'm not going to let my trophies get out of hand. If I get below 2,900, I'll cut it off. So having said that, I am on a 3-game winning streak since I made that decision, and altogether that makes it a 5-game winning streak because I ended that session with, again, 2 wins. So looking pretty good so far. I'm going to try my best to stick to it and hopefully not get kicked out of legendary before, well, I got to get back in first, but hopefully stay in legendary before the next league reset, and then we'll see where I end up on my 3rd season after this in legendary. So having said all that, now I want to talk about one card that does give my deck a challenge. So I do consider my deck to be the kind that can beat any deck with any card if played properly. But there is one that has challenged me up till now, and that is the 3 Musketeers. So I would say my odds against the 3 Musketeers could very well be less than 50%. And I didn't have a really good plan for it because the one thing that nullifies the 3 Musketeers very strongly is the Fireball. That gives you a 5 elixir advantage, and the 3 Musketeers are no longer on the screen. So that's a huge bonus, but I don't believe in using the Fireball. I'd rather use the skill to get my wizard or witch or whoever can take them out in range to do the damage. And not only that, once they've done so, it's still on the screen. Again, the Fireball, once it's used, it's gone. It doesn't cause your opponent any issues, and so that's 4 elixir out the window. I'd rather continue to compound my advantage by doing that. So having said that, I did do one match earlier today, which allowed me to develop what might be an ongoing strategy. I'll keep everybody posted and perhaps make a video where I compile several battles where I win using this technique. But for now, I just thought I'd share my most recent battle is a very strong 3-0 victory over the 3 Musketeers. So we're going to go ahead and watch this and see how it goes. Alright, so starting off here, just the usual, waiting for everything to charge up. The opponent does the same. He does not wish to drop anything first. So I drop my P.E.K.K.A. He sits on his full elixir bar for a little bit, which is fine. Looks like it gives me a 1 elixir advantage against Matthias of Fun Lounge. So he went with the Princess first, which is an odd choice against P.E.K.K.A., but that's fine. And then he's got Minions, which is a good defense against P.E.K.K.A., but not if you have area damage. Now we see the 3 Musketeers. Now here's what I do. I go ahead and just rage and figure... I figure rage and zap should take him out. I actually don't end up using the zap. And the Witch and the Musketeer take out the 3 Musketeers, and my Musketeer is able to get a few shots in their tower. So this is where I'm thinking, maybe this is the key. Now, obviously, if they were to drop the 3 Musketeers when I'm already on the tower and they drop it behind the tower, that could cause a problem. But right now, we're in control of this. He now shows me the Royal Giant, and I have respect for this. He actually does a Royal Giant push rather than the surprise Royal Giant, but whatever. He then does a Fireball, so I drop my Barbarians, and I'm just waiting for him to gear up for those 3 Musketeers again. My Barbarians and Musketeer make quick work of that Royal Giant. He doesn't even get a hit off. We take out the princess and my musketeer manages to get through to get another shot. So it's looking pretty good. So far, the only damage he's done to my tower is a fireball. So we're looking pretty good right now. At least if I'm not mistaken. Maybe he got another hit on it, but I'm pretty sure fireball is all he's done to my tower. Just a couple of fireballs. So we've got the witch now, and he's got the 3 musketeers. So here is where I'm trying to decide, well, the only thing I put into shield is the P.E.K.K.A., and I'm just going to do it again. We're going to go ahead and rage, and this time I'm going to be ready with the zap, which I do, and watch. All 3 musketeers gone, and I've got a P.E.K.K.A. with a lot of health left. I knew the fireball was coming, but I should have perhaps waited a little longer before I got the Hog Rider in. Or maybe I should have done it sooner, I don't know. But either way, look at this. Now that tower is in a very precarious situation. I get my witch out again. I have no choice. I got to do something to stop this wizard. I get my wizard out. 3 musketeers. I got to drop my barbarians real quick. Those skeletons that the witch summoned helped up tremendously. We rage, which was perfect because that lets us take out those barbarians super fast. I get the Hog Rider out, and look at this. Those 3 musketeers, and I feel like he played them rather well. I don't know that what he could have done better. If you guys have ideas, let me know. But this made him give up. We so securely defended against those 3 musketeers that he didn't have the confidence to try to salvage his game. So again, just fireballs that hit our tower. We defended against all comers, and I'm telling you, now maybe to some of you this looks like the obvious thing to do, but I had really been racking my brain on how to, what is the strategy against 3 musketeers? Now obviously this is only going to work if the 3 musketeers are not behind the arena tower. So again, if they drop the 3 musketeers behind the arena tower, I really have nothing I can do with my deck. I understand that, but of course, with patience, you just gotta wait for them to get into range and do something about it. And again, he did have defenses like barbarians, the Royal Giant, and they weren't enough to stop my team from doing their dirty work to the 3 musketeers. So again, the plan is you have to get something in front of your team, and then when they're in range, put on rage and just grit your teeth. Have zap ready. You may need it depending on what the opponent comes with. So that's gonna be all for that. I think I'll finish this. I do have a ridiculous battle I'd like to share as well. This video feels a little bit short, so why don't we go ahead and go into this ridiculous battle that I experienced. I think it was just before that one, actually. Yes. So, okay, so here's what we've got. We've got a double prince with a rocket. Now, double prince is strong enough that you should need a rocket. So a rocket, I see it as an insurance plan. And that just, that's for if you just don't have the skill. And double prince is not something that should fall into that category. That is something that is supposed to be somewhat of an easy mode team to use after the last updates. So again, we take out the double prince pretty easily. He throws a fireball at my team after I rage him. And I zapped the tower for some reason, which gave up a slight elixir advantage I had, but that's fine. So here we are. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing restarted. Now, he's got quite a lead over me. The only thing I've hit his tower with is zap. And so we're gonna try this again. So he starts off with this prince. I get my P.E.K.K.A. ready. He gets the other prince ready. So I'm getting ready to defend. And then I drop my wizard. And as you can see, once this time the double prince gets nailed pretty hard. Now he's readied his rocket, and he's gonna go ahead and drop that right on my P.E.K.K.A. I don't know why I went with the Hog Rider here, but I think I did it just because I figured he was low on elixir. He throws a fireball. Now I decided to go ahead and just rage my hog. And now we're not so far off. I laugh at him because I'm like, okay, you've got a rocket with double prince. So yeah, I'm gonna laugh at you if you do that to me. That's just how it goes. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing rocking some more in a moment. I've got Zap ready because I don't know what he's gonna do. So I get my Witch. I figure, he's very fond of using this double Prince combination. So he gets the Wizard out in front. I'm sitting on a full elixir bar for some reason. I drop P.E.K.K.A in front of everything. And then I knew something silly was coming, so I throw the Barbarians on the other side. And the Witch, as you can see, is handling business over here. Barbarians are taking out that Dark Prince. But he did get a pretty good attack on my towers. So here I'm just going to figure, again, I'm trying to track his elixir. And I figure he hasn't been very efficient with it up to this point. And sure enough, he is doing things that just don't make a lot of sense to me as far as if you're trying to play a good elixir game. So here we go with the fireball again on the tower. But my Barbarians have cleared everything out. So he's got nothing. That fireball did not get to be put to full effect. And now I shouldn't have probably used that rage right there, but it actually ended up working out okay. We're now finally in the lead for the first time in this game. And now he's got the Hog Rider all alone on his tower with just the Prince there, which allowed me to zap and take it out. So again, it's all about the elixir on this. I try to play a very careful elixir game, throwing rockets and stuff like that. Do it. But that 6 elixir that you could use on something else that might stand the field, a Royal Giant 6 elixir for 1 more, you can get a P.E.K.K.A. You can have a Hog Rider and a Zap spell for 6 elixir. I mean, there's a few things you can do with that, and I just don't know that throwing a rocket to take out a couple of troops is the best way to go. I mean, there is more value to using it, but again, with a high damage deck like double Prince, it's just not something I would personally do. So anyway, that's gonna be all for now. Again, I'll just show you guys my winning streak again. Start with a 3-0 win against interesting Giant Witch deck there, Poison. Then 1-0 against the guy I just showed you. 3-0 against Royal Giant and 3 Musketeers. 2-1 against a Hog Rider. It's almost a trifecta deck. I think it's missing something. And then my last battle was another 3-1 win. So things are looking pretty good since I've relaxed, and so I'll continue to do so. And I don't expect that I'll be out of Legendary for too much longer. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and please tune in for more, and happy clashing.